Hi, I'm Maria Thea Harris Lovellosos on social media, and you're listening to Soul Organized Style Podcast.
I like that it's focused around the mental health side of it. That's something that I never wanted to get lost because that was such an important part of why it started.
That's Olivia. She's a mental wellness advocate and recently authored Random Acts of Crochet Kindness, available on Search Press. These tiny acts of crochet kindness has over 357,000 followers on the Random Acts of Crochet Kindness Facebook page. Grab a cuppa and listen to Olivia now.
Let's go.
Olivia, thanks for coming onto the podcast for Sober 50 on Soul Organized Style.
No, thank you for having me.
For our listeners, they may or may not know what Random Acts of Kindness is, and you've got a huge Facebook group. Can you talk us through how that came about?
It was in 2018, actually. I lost a friend to suicide, and I'd used crochet a lot before to help with my mental health. And after she died, I was in a really low place. I was really struggling to kind of get out of the house. I lost all sense of purpose. I wanted to just stay in bed. And for her funeral, I actually crocheted her a bouquet of flowers, and it was something that really helped me, and I loved it, and her family loved it. So when I was struggling, I think after the funeral, I again crashed back down because I'd not got anything to do to focus on. I kind of gave myself a pep talk and said, I need to do something. And I made a challenge where for 100 days, I would crochet a flower and attach a kind message to it and just leave it outside somewhere random for a stranger to find. And I think it just was something that I thought, oh, nothing will come of it, but it will just give me something to do. But I started getting feedback, people who'd found them, people sharing their stories, saying, I was having a terrible day and I found this and it made me so happy. Or, I think I was meant to find this because I really needed a boost, and just really positive stories coming back. And it showed me how much of a positive impact I could have with something so small. And shortly after this, it kind of got picked up by the BBC and they did a short film for me, and that went crazy. It got over 2 million views. And everyone was messaging me like, I want to get involved, I want to get involved, I want to do it. And then this Facebook group was made. So I made it as such a small community originally. There was like 500 members. And it just completely snowballed to now over 360,000 members,
Wow,
which I
it's a
can never
lot.
believe. Every time I see it, I think, what is happening? It's amazing. And it's all over the world: Albania, Australia, England, everywhere. And it's people who've left them, people who've found them, positive stories. So it's become an incredible thing.
These are not big projects, these are small projects. So it's not as if you're putting together a garment or something for bedding. These are small pieces.
Yeah, and that's a really important part of it because I think people can get so caught up in feeling they need to do a grand gesture to make a positive impact on someone. And the best thing about this is that sometimes it takes me 5 minutes to make something. They're small items like a heart, a star, a flower. It really doesn't matter what it is or how long it's taken. Just the thing of finding this act of kindness is all that it takes. So they're really small items.
Once the group got to over 350,000 followers on Facebook, were you getting a lot of questions about the small items that you make over and over again? So did the same questions keep coming up?
So there was a lot of pattern sharing within the group. There are a few patterns that get used again and again and again. A lot of people make worry worms, which
Mhm.
are like really cute little things with googly eyes. I think children love to find those, and so there's a few patterns that get used over and over and over again. And it is nice because there's a folder in the group that has those patterns there for people to use.
So because they're small objects to crochet, how many resources do you need?
So I always say you just need like a 4 millimeter crochet hook, some scissors, a needle, and one or two balls of wool, depending on what colours you want to make. So you can use whatever. I've crocheted with string before. I've crocheted with cotton, with double knit yarn. It's also not a project that I expect people to go out and spend so much money on.
Yeah,
It's if you've got scraps of things, you can use that. So it's really easy to get started with.
that's good. So Olivia, this week, it's been about a week since your Is this the first book, The Random Acts of Crochet Kindness?
Yes, this is my first book, and it's been a week, and it's completely surreal. It's very exciting.
When you put the book together, how did you decide what was going to be in there and why you were putting it together?
I got so much help from the publisher. When we initially had the meeting, I made it very clear I wanted it to be a step-by-step guide for how a person can get involved in the group, in the project. I want someone to be able to open the book and know exactly what to do from start to finish, why it started, how to get involved, how to write the labels, how to make them, everything. Because some days I've experienced it myself. I want to make something, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what to write. I don't know where to leave them. So I wanted the book to just be a really clear guide that has everything in it that you need. And I wanted it to have a really clear focus around mental health, how it benefit, and I didn't want that to get lost. So I think Search Press really helped me to shape the layout of the book around
Yep.
that and keep, mental health awareness at the center of it, whilst also just feeding in every step that a person will need to get involved.
One of the things that is helpful is the notes that people leave for
hmm
the projects and where they leave them. Do you give
hmm
people a guide as to the sorts of messages people can write as a starting point?
Yeah, so I think there's about 10 examples of messages that can be left on labels. I mean, I love to write a little poem on mine. So there are some little poems, there are some just kind messages. There are even templates for tags if you want to cut them out, and there are ideas of where to leave them. So there's kind of guide ideas of where you can, and then there's also space for people to write their own ideas about where they've left them or where they want to leave them. I think there were discussions a while ago around what yarn is best to use. Some people started putting them in kind of plastic bags in case they were leaving them outside, and there were big discussions around this. I think the hope is that when it's made and when it's left, it will be collected by someone and kept or passed on to somebody else, not discarded. I didn't want it to become this thing where you need to have this specific type of yarn. You need to have this, specific thing because then it becomes less accessible. Some people can't afford it. Some
Hmm.
people have got so much yarn already and they don't want to buy new. If it's being given as a gift basically and then passed on, passed on, passed on, I don't think it matters so much, what kind of yarn it is, what kind of tools that you're using. It's the thought behind it that's more
Yep.
important.
Okay. Now that's good. When people first join the Random Acts of Kindness crochet group,
Mhm.
what are some of the questions that they ask? How do they usually get started?
So people often join because they found one. They'll say, I found this, they'll share a picture and they'll say, how do I get involved? How do I do this? So people want to know how to get started. People want to know what kind of patterns to use. Or they'll see patterns that have been used and they'll want to see that one. So the common questions are, how do I get involved with this? What do I need to do? Who should I pass this on to? Those are the common questions that get asked.
And if listeners are out there and want to get involved with Random Acts of Crochet Kindness, what should they do?
Can I say buy the book?
Of course you can.
I think the book is a great way to get involved. But also I think don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Some I've put out such small things that have honestly taken me 5 minutes and
Mm.
received messages saying, "You've turned my day around. You've given me faith that there's good things happening in the world." And I'll think, "Oh my goodness, that took me 5 minutes." And it's you have that much power to make someone's day better, to make them smile. So
Yeah.
I think just get started. Don't overthink it too much. Don't worry about how good the thing is that you're making, because people just love the act of finding it, no matter what it is.
I love the fact that, when people are crocheting these small pieces, they can do it anywhere and they can do it at home or if they're on the go.
Yeah. And I always have in my bag, two balls of yarn, a little pouch that has a crochet hook in it, and some little labels because it's true, you can do it anywhere. And on the train, on the plane, at a coffee shop, I'm always kind of always doing them, and it's so nice to just have it on the go with you somewhere.
Oh, good. And I suppose the last question that I wanted to ask was, or one of the questions that I want to ask was, in the Random Acts of Crochet Kindness Facebook, do
Mhm.
you have people there who can help followers with leads to getting other assistance with their mental health?
In terms of like helplines and things.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess in the Facebook group there isn't a huge it's not an emotional support group is
Okay.
what I'm trying to say, I guess. So it's not a place where people come and say, I'm really struggling with my mental health. Can somebody help me? It's focusing on the positivity of what Random Acts of Crochet Kindness brings. If there was someone that messaged and said, I've really been struggling, the admins have got awareness of like helpline numbers and things like that. But
Oh,
it's not
good.
actually something that I've ever encountered. I mean, I'm a therapist, that's my full-time job. So I have a good understanding of how to support people that are in a crisis or struggling with their mental health. But usually the group is focused on, I was having a really bad day, but this has really helped me. So thank you so much, rather than I need help, if that makes sense.
It does. And now that you've said that you're a therapist, plus you're also, you've created Random Acts of Crochet Kindness, it really just it fits in together, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And that's why I think I see the benefits of it so much. I see how it can benefit people. The mental health and wellness is combined with arts is just such an amazing thing.
I agree. Olivia,
Yeah.
thank you for coming onto the podcast. I do a lot of support for Sober 50, and a lot of those listeners will be hearing your story, hopefully not for
Mhm.
the first time. And congratulations on publishing Random Acts of Crochet Kindness.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.
This episode of Soul Organized Style Podcast for Sober 50 was both video and audio produced by me, Maria Theoharis, in my sewing room, with permission of Olivia, sound by Kanife on YouTube. Many thanks for the ongoing monthly support of the podcast Patreon contributors. Their monthly membership enables me to create these video and audio podcasts for you for free. You can subscribe to Soul Organized Style Podcast, but with an S, not a Z, on all good podcast apps and now on YouTube. Make sure you go back and listen to our free Sober 50 podcast archive on Soul Organized Style. Direct message Sandy and the editors at Sober 50 on Instagram to contribute to their ongoing posts and challenges the team promotes to the online community. I look forward to joining you in your sewing room next time. Stay safe, everyone.